to MRC Sports Tier. A brief change in the commentary box. I am now leading this race in the comms box, and for this moment in time, until he gets here, my co-com alongside me is Ant.
Hello.
But when he gets here, Stefan will be in here eventually, all being well. But now that's over and done with. This is Sports Tier, the last race of all the races for this week. So hopefully these guys can send Japan off with a bang, in a good way, as many cars getting out there to get their first laps on the board. I will jump on to it is one of our reserves in the Williams, which is Mark, is the first one going round. So when he gets to the start of his lap, I will give a brief track guide as he goes around. We'll jump on board in the meantime as he makes his way down towards 130R. I think he's backing off to let the Haas in front, which is David on the soft tyres, so we'll jump on board with him and do a brief guide of this track as he exits turn 18 to start. On the start finish straight, DRS will be open as we go for the run down towards turn 1 where Senna and Prost came together. Here's turn 2, and then we go through the combination of the S curves which make up turns 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is turn 6 now. Then we enter turn 7, which is Dunlop curve. Nice sweeping left hand curve. Then it's the two Tegners, turn 8, which is Degner 1, and turn 9 of Degner 2. Then it's a short run to the kink of turn 10, and then immediately at you it's turn 11, which is funnily enough named the hairpin, as it's a hairpin. And then we've got a sweeping right hand curve of turn 12, which is your 200R, which is a 200 radius corner, hence the name 200R. Then 13 and 14, which make up the spoon curve, and then it's a drag race all the way down to turn 15, which is the infamous 130R, famously known for Fernando Alonso going around the outside of. And then
that one.
Yeah, and then you're hitting turns 16 and 17, which make up the Casio triangle, and then back onto turn 18 to end the lap. Takes a short-ish line and sets a 29.0 for the first lap of the qualifying session.
That's a very decent banker lap.
Definitely be getting to 128s because we had a couple of those in comp tier earlier.
A Haas 1-2, so it might have been the right thing to do to sack Gunther.
It's working for the time being. We have got a few more drivers to come through. Airways just coming through the Casio triangle. Prizo third, Mutsnut second.
Supposed to qualify though.
Yeah, Airways. He's on the hard tyres.
Doesn't matter, he can't qualify.
Yeah. I think
so unless he disqualifies
made a boo-boo. Yeah, he's going to have to get himself disqualified some way, because he is 2 tiers higher, because he's now Expert was originally comp. So Airways, I'm sorry, my friend, but you've messed up a little bit. Let's find. We'll follow Adamski in the McLaren as he's coming through the end of the S curves into Dunlop as he gets on the grass on the inside of Dunlop curve and is invalidated, so he's going to have to look to go again.
That's an unusual place to invalidate.
Yeah, he got on the grass on the inside. I think he turned in a bit way too much, but it is a weird one. We're following Smith as he comes on round the exit of Spoon. He's flashing, so my guess is Airways goes even quicker with a 28.7. Not the right idea.
What?
I apologise. Mixing communication, I think, there for Airways. Can somebody let him know that he shouldn't be setting a lap time? Smith sets a 33.3, but my guess he's going again. He's doing 2 runs, so we'll stick with him as he goes through turn 1 into turn 2. So he's obviously on the medium tyres, so he's going for the 2 runs, the 2 back-to-back.
I think it's Winky that's given the wrong guidelines. He's told them that they can qualify on hards, which isn't the case.
Yes, that is wrong.
Yeah, well,
we'll stick. Yeah, we will. We'll just move on from it. Hopefully, Airways somehow gets himself disqualified, so it corrects it. As we're still following Stefan. Smith. Sorry. Obviously, Stefan's going to be joining me on the comms box later on, all being well if he gets in. Smith through Spoon. There's a Ferrari just ahead of him. Hopefully the Ferrari doesn't hamper him. Nearly hits the Ferrari on the exit of Spoon. The Ferrari not getting out of the way the best.
Good. The stewards will more than likely have a look at that.
He's gone purple in the middle at the moment, but I don't think it's going to be towards the front of the grid, but it's going to be a good run anyway as he comes out the Casio triangle into turn 18. Takes the short run to the line. Improves to a 30.8 on those medium tyres, which is decent for a medium tyre run. At least he's got a lap in, so if anything happens, he's got a time on the board. We'll jump to Adamski as he's just finishing his lap coming out of turn 18. Run to the line. Jumps ahead of his teammate on a 29.4, so it's a current 4.5 for the Papayas of McLaren. We'll jump to Ghost Rider now as he comes around the final corner in the Ferrari. Goes P3 on a 29.4. As David then goes back ahead of him. We have a disqualification.
Oh.
Can't see who that's for. It's for Fix. Fix has been disqualified. Not a good day for one half for the Aston Martin garage. The other Aston Martin of Mutts Nuts is currently sat in P6. As we jump on board with Parisi in the second of the 2 McLarens, currently P8 as he's coming through the S curves, which in my opinion is one of the most key parts of the track. It's so early, but you mess up those S curves, it can mess up your entire lap.
Yeah, you lose all of your confidence if you mess that one up, so yeah, go through that safely and you should be fine on the rest of the track.
Nice and tidy through the 2 Degners.
If I remember correctly, he got P2 last week as well, so he's looking to qualify somewhere up the front.
Yeah, both McLaren drivers in sports tier are quite strong drivers. It's quite a strong
Yep.
pairing in that McLaren team.
Mm-mm.
Got some.
You're right.
To be fair, we've got quite a few good pairings up and down all tiers. I mean, one of the most infamous ones is obviously yourself and Chris at Mercedes, which is seen to be in the running thing for, is it couple 2 seasons now, 2 or 3 seasons?
I think it's our third one. I think it's the third one. Yeah, we like working together.
As
So,
Parise
well,
goes
Chiazzo.
on the front row, but provisionally
Well,
that
that's pretty
should
good.
be pole position.
Yeah.
We'll jump to Winky now. He's deciding to box.
He's on
We're
the
on
attempt though.
following Gecko through 200R into Spoon. Gecko currently sitting P10, looking to improve to get further into that top 10. To bring that AlphaTauri higher up the grid. The other AlphaTauri of Saviour obviously can't qualify. And obviously the likes of Saviour and Keys especially will have to use all 3 tyre compounds with being the elite tier drivers.
And around Suzuka, that is a challenge.
Something I guess you wouldn't mind.
I love it. I love it, mate.
Right, we'll follow Spivey as he comes to the end of his lap. Coming down towards 130R. And then the Casio triangle. Any boxes, so we'll move on. I noticed an Aston Martin coming towards the end of the lap, so it's Mutts Nuts. Comes around turn 18, run to the line. Takes pole with a 27.9 in the Aston Martin.
That's a very nice time. He's got a big. He'll be feeling confident, and he's got time to go back into the pits and improve on his time.
I don't think he really needs to improve on that because he's got.
Well, this is definitely tier
Airways
2 level.
has
Lap.
retired. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. But either way, big up to Mutts Nuts with the 27.9 on provisional pole.
Yep. If he can keep that pace up for the race, he's in for a really good result. And he's third in the championship as well, so
yes, that's key. That is key. As we'll jump to David, who is the furthest one around the track on and out lap, so he'll be the first one to cross the line for a flying lap. As he backs off a little bit to create a bit more space between him and the Aston Martin going through the Casio triangle. As we'll go on board with David for what I would think is probably his last run of the session. We've got about around 3 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left of this session as he takes the wide line out of turn 8 to get as much speed onto the start-finish straight. Guides the car through turn 1 and turn 2. Keeping it in 6th gear through the S's. Personal preference, I prefer gear 5. Through the unlock curve. Braking around about 50 metres for Degner 1, and then through Degner 2, gone purple. So this is looking to be a good lap for David as he comes around the turn 11 hairpin. You can get away with going wide at the turn 11 hairpin because it's slightly banked.
Yeah, you can, yeah. And it gives you a good exit onto this small straight as well. Yeah. So it's not all bad running wide.
Gets a nice, lovely line through Spoon. It's so easy to drag the car wide through Spoon because of the line that you have to take. As he flicks it in ever so slightly to 130R. Then braking around the 100 metre board for the Casio Triangle. Back end comes a little bit out on the exit of the Casio Triangle. Hello, Stefan.
Hey guys. Good evening.
Glad you could finally make it.
Yeah, sorry for being a bit late, but was not planned. But yeah.
Well, you're here now, and plenty of time before the race.
Okay, so we've been started. That's good.
Yeah, we're about 1 minute 25 left in qualifying, so you're in with plenty of time left.
Okay, that's at least.
Loads of cars on track now, because obviously we're into the last minute or so of qualifying, so everyone will be looking to get their last runs in. As we'll follow Ghost Rider in the Ferrari, coming through the S-curves. Oh, I've just seen in the YouTube chat that it's going to be a red flag. What? Due to Airways setting a lap time, my guess, because obviously he shouldn't have. So I don't think whoever's in control of the lobby has seen that, so my guess is we're going to be rerunning qualifying. Okay, so cheers for that, Mark. So, oh yeah, I've just seen that it's after qualifying, right? So,
yes, of course.
My guess is whatever the grid is after qualifying, we're just gonna mix it around, I guess. Cheers for that, Martin. Let's jump to our current pole sitter of Mutt's Nuts as he looks to improve on his 27.9 through the kink of 10 into the hairpin of 11. Looks to be a bit out of shape on the exit, the hairpin, and he's backed out of it because of it. So Mutt's Nuts bails on his final run.
Priezzo is finishing his lap.
Yeah, I've just seen that. He's coming through turn 18. Doesn't improve, but Trades improves to P2 with a 28.4. David not on a lap, he's flashing. We'll jump to Geke as he comes to the end of his. He jumps up to P7. Last one, Chaos Druid, currently in 13th on a 30.3. Comes out of turn 18, run to the line, improves to P10. So, okay, so the reason for the red flag is we're in sunset, so the wrong time of day, and obviously for Airways is fixed, so we are going to be ending the stream here after qualifying, so we can fix a few changes with the lobby and the grid. But we'll run through the provisional grid in the meantime before we have to reset. So provisionally until we come back after the corrections, Mutsnuts will be on pole and will stay on pole for the sports tier Japanese Grand Prix. Triz will be sharing that front row with him. Airways is third, but will be dropping down because he shouldn't have set a lap time, so that'll bump up the likes of Parizo, Ghost Rider, David, Geke, Burnsy, who's always I've just realised is a new driver for tonight, so good qualifying for him. Adansky, Chaos Druid, Melvin, but we'll run through the grid order for the race when we come back. So I'm going to end the stream here, and we'll be back very soon. Things fixed for the race, so bear with us.